Hello everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to my presentation of my level 3 task for IDET 5365. And this is take 2 because I had a technical malfunction with my microphone, but I think it's all working now. So, for this level 3 task, I'm going to take you through my Google Classroom that I set up for this course over computer science principles. This is a course I'm going to be teaching next year. I'm fairly new to computer science, but I think this would be a good learning opportunity for myself, learning the LMS that I've chosen, and a good opportunity to practice for implementing this with my students in my classroom. And so when students get into my LMS Google Classroom, this is what they're going to first see right here. And this is what's known as the stream page. And so on the stream page, this will show up where all of your posted notes to external links, assignments, quizzes, whatever you post, whatever the teacher posts, whatever, and students can even post on here, whatever they post will show up here. This is good to see what's recently been posted, but there's also really no way to organize this or really pin something to the top, like a really important announcement that students might need. And so there's room for improvement here, but I'm viewing this as a teacher right now, and so this is the class code to get into this classroom, but that I can share with students. But another way is if I click on this gear here, there's also an invite link where I can copy this and send it out via email to students, or in my case this semester, classmates that can come in and view what I've been doing. And so if we get out of here, I've gone over kind of the stream here. This tab over here is for upcoming assignments that are due for my students. So right now there's one. This is kind of a practice run that I did. And there's for over an hour of code assignment, which I'll get more into later. But if we click on this and view all, it'll show who's turned it in, what's assigned, how many has been graded, due dates, what I've reviewed, and so on and so forth. And so if we go back, so I've already pointed out the stream here, and this is the assignment that corresponds to this. But here's also a link to the hour of code, just the general landing page for it, where students can practice on their own. And then here's Piazza. Since Google Classroom doesn't have a discussion board of its own, this is the link that goes to a discussion board forum that's been uniquely set up for my classroom, and that's where students can post and ask questions, and I can respond a lot more easier. So moving on, we get into classwork. And so in classwork, the first button up here is create, and this is for me, for the teacher. And so I can create assignments, quiz assignments, questions, post material. I can reuse posts, come up with different topics, and there's also other options past this that I can put into this classwork. But I'll get into how to post assignments and quizzes here in a little bit. Also here is the Google Calendar, which goes to my classroom calendar. Here highlighted is computer science principles, and here's that due date for that one assignment that I've got. Also posted is the class drive folder, where here I only have one thing posted right now, which is the link to an hour of code. It's the same link that was in the Google Classroom. And also here you have different files where you can create a blank quiz. And so to do that, you can go create, and you can create a quiz assignment. And there's that one template that's already there. And that's a template that Google has already provided, and you can just fill it out. So it's very handy, and you can come up with a title and instructions for the quiz. You can mess with the points and determine how many points the quiz would be worth. Post a due date. You can even post a rubric down here if you have one. So it's a very neat tool, and it's one that I hope to go forward and explore a little bit more. But here's what's already been posted. Here's that link for the quick labs, and link to the Piazza post for Q&A, and that's the assignment. So the next tab over is people. Currently I don't have any students. I've invited some of my classmates to join, but this is where students would show up. I can invite students myself, or they can use that invite code that was on the stream page. And here's the teacher, and I can invite more teachers into this if need be. Also, here are grades. Since nothing has been graded yet by me, there's nothing that shows up here. But this is where grades would show up, and students can see their grades here as well. So, another way to post assignments is to use outside resources such as Hour of Code. And so, when I go to Hour of Code as a teacher, this is what I see first. This is my dashboard. This Hour of Code is kind of an LMS in of itself, but I chose to use Google Classroom as, again, that is what my school uses. And so if I wanted to assign something from Hour of Code, like I assign Minecraft Hour of Code here, I've already assigned that and I've already tested the lesson, so you can just continue the lesson and come back to it later. Or this is a lesson that I picked out before starting, and so I can click on this lesson, and it's already assigned to IDET 5365 within Hour of Code, but as you noticed, it's not actually inside Google Classroom yet. It's not inside the classwork or on the stream page. It's just that Minecraft one. So do that. So to make sure this shows up on Google Classroom, we can say send to students, and there is a link to share to Google Classroom. And I can choose my classroom, being Computer Science Principles. And there's the assignment title, and I can change the point value and assign a due date. There's a link to the Hour of Code, and then I can put instructions here such as complete Hour of Code and post Java script, and I can click assign. So as it's assigning, after it assigns, you can click the view button, and now it is there. If you have this already set up on another link, you might have to refresh the link, but it will show up. But that's how you post from an outside resource, and I find this very, very cool, and I like using Hour of Code for computer science. It really gets students thinking about how coding works at a very fundamental level. But overall, the Google Classroom LMS, I find to be a great resource. It's what my school uses. There's still a lot that I have to learn about it, and there's a lot more improvements that could be made, such as, again, like a discussion forum. Like if one of these tabs could be added for a discussion forum, that would be awesome. That way we can keep everything kind of in one contained space. Other than that, after this is posted, I'll collect analytical data for my classmates who come in and sign up. But that is just about it. That's the broad overview of Google Classroom LMS and how I plan on using it. Thank you all for listening and watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day and a good rest of the semester.